What is going on, everyone? This is Zach back here with another episode of Clutch Crew Sports. And here on today's episode, this is the night that lives change, franchises are altered in ways that we'll see for the next 10 years. This is none other than the 2022 Clutch Crew Sports NBA mock draft. Proud to present this with you guys. And now let me introduce you to the rest of the crew.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Eric, the ranting co-host here, and Zach is definitely not joking. I mean, I drafted Josh Giddey to the Thunder last year, and it actually happened in real life. So, you know, we're serious about this. Like, stuff will change right here, right now.
And what's going on, guys? It's Connor, the co-host with the most. And yeah, unfortunately for me in this draft, I don't have the hype surrounding it that Eric and Zach do, given that their teams have the numbers 1 and 2 pick. My Hornets are sitting down at number 13 and 15, so not as exciting, but I'm still excited to see what goes on. And yeah, you know, to all you teams out there, if you're trying to make, you know, last minute adjustments, last minute picks, you know, who should we take? Listen to us. We know what we're talking about. So
We got you.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, this is the night that, you know, lives are changed. They've got the draft coming here in a few days, and I'll be interested if any of these guys get drafted, then drive over to Taco Bell and
Oh yeah, about to walk up on the stage and like, nah.
They're gonna hear a big bell ring, like bong.
They better make sure to not knock that podium over then, you know.
Well, hey, you know, the toasted cheddar chalupa is back at Taco Bell right now. That's like one of my favorite things they've ever made. So
it is pretty good. I will admit that. I will admit it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's good.
Taco Bell sponsor us.
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna be pretty disappointed if the number 1 pick for the Magic, you know, doesn't shake the commissioner's hand and just goes out to Taco Bell for dinner during the draft. I'm not gonna be happy if I see that. But
he's not gonna like go buy his family a nice steak or something. Like, nah, we're going to Taco Bell, fam.
Yeah. Hey, already raking that sponsorship money, man. But
yes.
Does he have to bring a Gatorade with him too, and like wear some Nike shoes or something?
Yeah.
Bring it all, dude. Bring it all.
So yeah, we've done mock drafts before. We do it every year, NFL and NBA. And we do it pretty much the same style. So if you've never heard one of our Clutch Crew mock drafts, it's pretty much a round robin. We alternate picks for different teams, and we make our picks based on who we think the best player, the best fit is. So it's not so much a predictive mock draft. Like, we're not trying to guess what the NBA executives will do. We're doing what we would do.
And we're right.
Yeah. You know, we're building up a track record here. So Connor shouted out our 3rd year anniversary last episode. You know, one of these days we're going to go back in time and look at how GM Zach, GM Eric, GM Connor have done.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to judge how our performances on our past mock drafts.
Yeah. I just know Connor made a horrific trade in the 2020.
That was one of the few times where we got something wrong there.
Yeah, I think I got too caught up in wanting to screw around in that, because that was our first mock draft that we did with trades, and I was like, oh, I'm the Cincinnati Bengals, you know, and I could get Joe Burrow, but let me trade the number 1 overall pick away, like, you know. I mean, to be fair, still got Chase Young, but obviously not as good as Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and didn't the Jaguars end up trading for Jeff Okuda, and they gave up the number 1 pick?
Oh yeah,
that was the really bad one.
That was the really bad one, because at least the Bengals still got like a good player, but
yeah, Jeff Okuda has been terrible.
Yeah, you know, I'll take Trent Baalke over Connor. As it comes to
just for that one. We're turning it around, though. You know, we're turning it around.
Yeah. I said, I think I was too preoccupied with screwing around in that one to actually make good plays.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we will go ahead and get this mock draft started. I hold the rights to the number 1 pick here with the Orlando Magic. Got the whole board in front of me. Anyone I can take. I could
Ty Washington.
Come on, that's a cool name.
Yeah.
Ousmane Dieng.
But yeah, no, I'm not gonna spend 10 minutes on this pick. If anyone's watched my YouTube video on this, they'll already be knowing who it'll be. And that's just a shout out to our YouTube channel, putting lots of content over on there. But I'm gonna take Chet Holmgren, the big man from Gonzaga. I just think his upside's too much for them to pass on. I've always liked Chet, even before the college season started. I thought he'd be the number one pick, and he's just got so much potential that I think the Magic, if they get him, could potentially be, looking at a much better year next year with all these young guys that they have on the team. So I will take Chet, and then this is where the mystery starts. Eric, we don't know his thoughts on OKC and who he wants them to pick, but you can't take Chet, Eric. Who are you going to take now?
Yeah, I also want Chet Holmgren, please. Dang it. Okay, yeah, I wanted him, but that's okay. Especially after watching Zach's video, I knew there was a 99.9% chance that the Magic were going to take Chet Holmgren here.
He tried to make it ambiguous last night.
Yeah,
when we were talking.
So I tried to do some like mind tricks and stuff, but psychological warfare, but it didn't work. But that's okay because we've got another good option on the table here at pick number 2, and I'm happy that I got these top guys, that they're all bigger guys, because that's really what OKC needs right now. So we will take Jabari Smith, the power forward out of Auburn. I like for his size that he's a pretty good jump shooter. I like for his size that he plays pretty good perimeter defense. He has some things that he needs to work on and things like that, but it's okay because OKC, we're a rebuilding team. We're still not going to be contending most likely for another couple seasons, so we can give him the time he needs while we continue to build. So I think he's going to be a great player for us.
All right, we have Connor now picking third for the Houston Rockets. So Houston, I think, had the worst record. They would have had the first pick if this was NFL style, but they've slipped to number 3. Who will the Rockets take here at number 3, Connor?
Yeah, so pretty much the Rockets have a lot of needs. I mean, like you said, they had the worst record in the NBA again. So for me, it's really just going to be going best available. I have slightly considered, I've seen a couple things that have talked about possibly Jaden Ivey going to the Rockets, but I got to go best available, and I'm taking Paolo Banchero from Duke. He's a really good offensive big man. A lot of people have been saying that his defense has been really underrated. Like, a lot of people have been kind of overselling some of the concerns that they have with him on defense. So Banchero, definitely, he's got great size, great skill. If he can just work on that jump shot a little bit, then I think he could really turn into a valuable contributor for this Rockets team. I mean, and he's only going to get better. He was just a freshman, so he definitely has a lot of time to grow. And he's coming out of that really good Mike Krzyzewski tree of players from Duke. So definitely looking forward to having him on the Houston Rockets team.
All right, yeah. So many people would say now this is where the draft really starts. Those 3 guys were the 3 that I talked about in my video, kind of tier 1 prospects, a cut above everybody else. So now that those 3 guys have gone as predicted, the rest are up for grabs. And I've got Sacramento's pick at number 4 now. I'm going to take Keegan Murray, the power forward from Iowa.
The Pistons are not happy with you about that one, sir.
The Pacers might not be terribly happy about that either.
Yeah, well, Sacramento, they've been down on their luck. They need a spark. I think Keegan Murray, after these 3 guys, will be the best guy. I think long term, he's definitely the play. I think he can improve on some of his offense, but his defense seems to be pretty good, and he's got all the size, the tools. I know some people aren't as high on him, but I think he's going to end up being pretty good. I will let Detroit now regain their thoughts and figure out who their next option is here.
Well, thankfully, like OKC's GM, the Pistons, we're prepared to have a backup plan just in case. And we will take Jaden Ivey, the shooting guard out of Purdue here. Could have used a big, but at the same time, I think Jaden Ivey will pair pretty nicely with their number one overall pick from last year, Cade Cunningham. I think that'll be a great backcourt duo. So even though it wasn't who I wanted for the Pistons personally, I think Pistons fans overall will be pretty happy if this is what happens.
All right. Number 6 now is the Indiana Pacers. Connor, you've got that pick. So where will Indiana go now at 6?
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting selection here because I know Ivy and Murray were the two guys that I wanted. So I'm kind of between two people right now. I'm between Sharp and Griffin. The problem for me in this spot is in my opinion, if I were just going off of pure talent and what we've seen, I think Sharp is the better player. But there's so much uncertainty around him because he sat that year at Kentucky because they wanted to, quote unquote, protect his top draft status. So a lot of times I don't like these players taking years off. So I'm going to go ahead and actually take AJ Griffin instead because the Pacers do really need a lot of wing help. And I think he fits really well. And, he's got jump shot ability. He's got a lot of scoring ability. This might be a little earlier than people would think that he's going to be going, but I think he just really fits really well with the Indiana Pacers. And I think he's the best 3 forward in the entire draft. So I'm going to go ahead and take him for the Pacers.
All right. So that's going to be the pick for Connor and the Pacers. And I was breathing a sigh of relief when you were deciding between the two guys because I've got Portland's pick here at 7. The guy I wanted going into this is still here, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to take Benedict Mathurin, the guard from Arizona. I think that Eric?
I said what?
I got a chance to watch Mathurin early in the season for Arizona, and I mean he single-handedly was their star player. There's no doubt about it. Arizona's season was a success because of Mathurin. Great shooter. I think he'll get a lot of good opportunities next to Dame, but also can guard the perimeter. He's a taller guard, so he gives a good complement to Dame. Being able to play defense, it's their biggest liability when they have 2 guards on the court, like Dame and Anthony Simons, who just can't play defense. Mathurin can play defense pretty good, and he's got a shot. So out of everybody left, he's the guy that I'm hoping Portland would take. At number 8 now, the New Orleans Pelicans are drafting. Eric's got them. Eric, did I snipe you again? Or
no, did not snipe me this time. Of course, the board's a lot more open at this point. But the good thing for the Pelicans here is with them, being a playoff team last year, they don't have as many needs as a lot of these other teams in the lottery do. So I'm going to go semi what would be considered best available here, but at the same time, it's still going to be a bit of a project. But I will take Shaedon Sharp, the shooting guard out of Kentucky. I know he didn't really actually play there or whatever, but he's got a lot of potential to come in and be a contributor in the future. I like his athleticism. I like his ability to create shots. My only major con on him is he does need to be better with his defense, but I think the Pelicans can get the job done there. I'm going to trust our coaching staff to help fix that issue of his game and then him be a really good contributor for us here within the next couple seasons.
All right. Pick number 9 now is the San Antonio Spurs. Connor's got that pick. So Spurs looking to get back to the playoffs. They haven't been in a few years, uncharacteristic of a Spurs team. So who will the Spurs take here at number 9?
Yeah, the Spurs could definitely go a couple directions with this. They could go big. They could go on the wings. But if I'm the Spurs, I know they need some 3-and-D wings that can show up really well. And unfortunately, the only other like really good wing that's left, Johnny Davis, isn't like that fantastic of a 3-point shooter. So with that being said, I'm going to go the big man route, and I'm going to go ahead and take Jalen Duren from Memphis for the San Antonio Spurs. Egan's going to be, he may not be the most polished offensive talent, but he's definitely got all the skills to be a really great rim protector and a really just physical presence in the paint that I think, no team could say no to something like that. So I think it's a good pick for the Spurs here.
All right. I've got back-to-back picks now here as we enter picks 10 and 11. So with, OKC and Charlotte having later down picks, we gave those respective fans their the picks to make. So I've got Washington here. The board's interesting to see who's left. But there's a guy who I really like still on the board further down the rankings list. That's going to be Walker Kessler, center from Auburn. One of the best big men in the country last year, especially defensively. I think Washington could really, really benefit from Kessler's defense. In what he could be so much better on offense, I think. The guards that he had at Auburn were just, not very good for his offensive game. They were ball hogs, shooting it a lot. So you didn't really see Kessler's offensive game and the potential that it has, but his defensive game's proven. He, is a good rim protector and someone who I think Washington could really use. Now at pick 11 here for the Knicks, I'm going kind of a different route. The Knicks, I'm going to take a more flashy player. I'm going to take Dyson Daniels from the G League Ignite. I don't know too much about the G League, but that I don't watch every Saturday NBA G League. But Dyson Daniels looked to be pretty good in the G League, and I think the flashiness about him is really his playmaking ability. I think that's right now where he would perform best on. So New York, they've got some good players around that team. Daniels can be a playmaker for him, and his own offensive game and shot creation has a little bit of progress to make, but I think Knicks fans would be pretty happy about this pick if he's there. All right, Eric, the second of OKC's picks are now up at pick 12. So you've already grabbed Jabari Smith in the draft. You couldn't, I have prevented you from taking his teammate Walker Kessler, but who are you going to take here with OKC's pick number 12?
You're also prevented from trading this to acquire more draft picks. So
yeah, I will trade this for a 2024, 2025, and 2026 protected first round picks. Honestly, I will not be surprised if that's what happens in real life, but that's not what I'm going to do. So, so I did draft Jabari Smith, like Zach said. But the Thunder still need bigs overall. I was hoping Jalen Duren would fall, but since he didn't, I'm going to take Mark Williams, the center from Duke.
You suck, Eric.
Yeah. Sorry. I knew I had a feeling I was going to snipe you there, but the Thunder need a rim protector really bad. They need a lot of help on that interior defense, and the backcourt's definitely our strength. So I figure why not load up on the front court here and get some difference makers there. So
being incredibly greedy with big men, the Hornets are not appreciative.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, you can blame the Spurs, because if they hadn't taken Jalen Duren, then I would have taken him, and then the Hornets could have had Williams. But so really it's the Spurs' fault.
I would disagree, but
I mean, I would have been shocked if Connor would have taken a third Duke player in the draft, but
no, that would have definitely been my pick, because that's okay. Like, it's definitely what I'm hoping the Hornets do this draft is like, and I feel like I ask for this every year and then they never do it, but like every pick they make needs to be front court. Like, I swear if they take another guard at some point, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, it's not what we need.
All right, well, Yeah, who's it going to be here at pick 13, the first of Charlotte's picks in the first round?
Okay. We're gonna reevaluate now because let's. Well, I guess I'll just say before there's even a chance for, I know probably one of the might be hating. Johnny Davis is still on the board and he's the best, but like I said, I don't want us to take any backcourt guys. And before anything can get any worse and the Cleveland Cavaliers do something wild, I'm going to go ahead and take Jeremy Sochan. I think he's probably the best bigger player left on the board.
We were looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's a really good defender. He's, he can play a lot of positions, which is good. He's kind of like a hybrid small forward, power forward sort of player. So definitely want to get someone with his abilities on the Hornets player. Like I said, just get more front court players on this team. And I think Sochan is the way to go right now for the first of our 2 picks.
Yeah, I like him a lot too, especially defensively. I think he's going to be a guy that gets a lot of steals and blocks.
Yeah, and big man defense was definitely a problem for us this year, so definitely want to lock him up before someone else takes him.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Eric's got the in-between pick here at number 14 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is your last pick, Eric. What will it be for the Cavs?
Yeah, so I've been fortunate in this draft that I've had picks for multiple teams that don't necessarily have a ton of needs. So this is definitely more of a luxurious type of thing. I could see in real life Cleveland trading this pick, but obviously we're not, doing any kind of trades or anything. But so if the Cavaliers do stay here, I will take a player that I feel like is one of the better players available, but could still fit a position need at the same time. And I'll take Terry Easton, the power forward from LSU.
Eric sucks again.
He's a versatile player. Sorry, man.
I'm gonna man, Eric's gonna be getting some overthrow. He's gonna be getting some. He's gonna be calling for passes when we're playing NHL later, and I'm just gonna be like conveniently ignore them.
Oh, I didn't see you wide open over there. But yeah, he's also like a good at transition player, and I figure it's probably only a matter of time before Kevin Love will be gone from there. So he can be somebody they can start grooming to be a replacement. So that is why I selected him. It was not to snipe Connor, I swear.
I'm not sure about that anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you have all these 3 centers went in the 4 picks before Connor took Charlotte's pick 13. But
that's the part that sucks. So that's really the position we need. Like, I like Sochan, but he's not a center, and center's our biggest need.
Yeah, so we're gonna round up. This isn't technically a lottery pick, but it's Charlotte's at 15. So the rest of the board's open for you now, Connor. Hopefully you can find a player you like here and round out our mock draft.
Well, I said front court, and since everyone else wants to take the power forwards and the centers, I'll go with like I said, I'll go with how you pronounce Ousmane Dieng. I guess is that how you pronounce it? Ousmane Dieng. Yeah, I'm gonna take Ousmane Dieng. He's another versatile forward. He's a big, small. He's a 6'9" forward. And like I said, just get some more front court talent on this team. I really wish we could have gotten a center in this draft. I think honestly, in real life, we will get a center based on how some of these mock drafts are working out. But just wasn't the way to go in our mock draft here, since we're more so going on what we would do rather than what the teams are likely going to do. So yeah, hopefully in real life we actually get a center, because that's really what we need. Mason Plumlee's
understandable, man.
Mason Plumlee's not going to cut it. So
Montrezl Harrell.
I don't even. Well, we'd have to re-sign him actually if we want him still.
Yeah, they probably won't do that, but
no.
All right, you never know. They extended Bismack Biyombo one time, so you never know.
Yeah, well, we're still paying for Nicholas Bum too, so that's also a thing.
This is the last year of that, though, right?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like
Okay.
it's so funny. I want to be happy about that this is the last year that we're paying him, but then I got to remember that we still have 2 more years of paying Gordon Hayward too, and it's like
Oh, and you're
why?
paying him more.
Like, I want to die sometimes looking at our salary cap table. Like, the only guy on our team who's like making big money that I actually think is worth it is Rozier. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, even then he might be like a little bit overpaid, but like I think 20 million is fine. Like, he's been one of the biggest contributors on the team, and like Melo's still playing on a rookie deal, so like, but I'm fully expecting Miles Bridges to outdo Rozier's contract whenever he gets another deal. So
Gotcha. I know you didn't get what you wanted here for the Hornets, but I think Hornets fans would be pretty okay if this is who they get. Like I think it's still a solid start towards the future for them.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things that the Hornets could do this offseason, but that'll wrap up this NBA mock draft. Hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to it, our commentary about the draft, other things. It was pretty fun to record this, and hopefully you guys enjoy the actual NBA draft when it's on. Let us know who your favorite team is in the comments, who you want them to draft, maybe a player from the college that you watched and really like. I know Eric and I are big fans of Kennedy Chandler.
Yeah,
so
want to see him get drafted early.
Want to see him get drafted early. Hopefully not to a team that we hate, but he's got high upside too, man. Like, people are saying he's got John Morant traits, and I really see that too. That's his ceiling for sure. But I mean, the guy can fly down the court and jump out of the gyms, similar to John Morant. So we'll see how draft goes, where these players end up, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And remember, be clutch.
bye.
Peace.